One tire is newer, EV-focused, and stronger in the wet. The other is cheaper, more efficient, and better in snow traction. So between the Hankook iON FlexClimate and the Pirelli Cinturato all-season SF3, which all-season tire you should actually buy? The data source comes from 2026 Autobuild EV all-season tire test. We start with wet, where the Hankook makes a strong first impression. The iON FlexClimate stops in 40.7 meters, while the Pirelli Cinturato all-season SF3 needs 41.7 meters. That gives Hankook a 1 meter advantage, or around 2% better in wet braking. In wet handling, Hankook also leads. The Hankook averages 75.3 km per hour, while the Pirelli managed 73.3 km per hour. That makes Hankook 2 km per hour faster, or around 3% better through the wet handling course. But Pirelli does get a small win here. In straight line aquaplaning, Pirelli reaches 74.2 km per hour, while Hankook reaches 73.7 km per hour. That's a 0.5 km per hour advantage, but it shows Pirelli still has a small edge when standing water becomes a problem. So in the wet, Hankook clearly has the stronger overall performance, especially in braking and handling. Now we move on to snow, and the story becomes more balanced. In snow braking, Hankook is just slightly better. The iON FlexClimate stops in 17 meters, while the Pirelli needs 17.1 meters. That is only 0.1 meter, so this is extremely close. But snow braking is only one part of the winter driving. In snow traction, Pirelli pulls ahead. The Cinturato all-season SF3 produces 3,750 Newton of pulling force compared to the 3,544 Newton for Hankook. That gives Pirelli a 206 Newton advantage, or around 6% better in snow traction. In snow handling, Pirelli also wins. It averages 58.6 km per hour, while Hankook averages 56.3 km per hour. That makes Pirelli 2.3 km per hour faster, or around 4% better in snow handling. So if you only look at snow braking, Hankook is slightly ahead, but for snow traction and snow handling, Pirelli is clearly stronger. Now we get to one of the biggest ownership categories, mileage. The Hankook iON FlexClimate lasts 54,560 km, while the Pirelli Cinturato all-season SF3 reaches 42,960 km. That gives Hankook an 11,600 km advantage, or around 21% better mileage. This is a major win for Hankook. For EV drivers, longer tire life matters because EVs can be heavy and can wear tires faster. So from a long-term wear perspective, Hankook looks very strong. But Pirelli fights back with efficiency. The Pirelli records a coefficient value of 6.81, while the Hankook recorded a 7.41 coefficient value. That gives Pirelli an 0.6 lower rolling resistance, or around 9% better efficiency. And for EV drivers, this matters because rolling resistance affects energy consumption and driving range. This is a key buyer trade-off. Hankook should last longer, Pirelli should be more efficient. On dry roads, the results are split. In dry braking, Pirelli has a small advantage. The Cinturato all-season SF3 stops in 39.5 meters, while the Hankook needs 39.8 meters. That is only 0.3 meters, or around 1% better for Pirelli. But in dry handling, Hankook takes the win. The iON FlexClimate averages 92.6 km per hour compared to the 90.3 km per hour for Pirelli. That makes Hankook 2.3 km per hour faster, or around 2% better. So on dry roads, Pirelli has the small braking edge, but Hankook feels stronger when the road starts turning. For exterior noise, there's basically no meaningful difference. Hankook records 71.3 decibel, while Pirelli records 71.5 decibel. Technically, Hankook is 0.2 decibel quieter, but in real-world terms, this is effectively equal. Now, when it comes to pricing, in the 215/55 R18 size, the Pirelli is €13 cheaper, or around 11% lower in price. So if upfront cost matters, Pirelli wins this round clearly. In summary, from my tire expert point of view, the Hankook iON FlexClimate is a very impressive EV-focused all-season tire. It wins in wet braking, wet handling, mileage, dry handling, and it is slightly quieter. The biggest Hankook advantage is mileage. With 54,560 km versus 42,960 km, it gives a meaningful long-term wear advantage. So if you drive an EV and you want stronger wet safety, longer tread life, and better dry handling, I will lean towards the Hankook iON FlexClimate. But the Pirelli Cinturato all-season SF3 still shows why it is such a strong benchmark. It wins in snow traction, snow handling, rolling resistance, dry braking, aquaplaning, and price. That means it is cheaper, more efficient, stronger in snow grip categories that matter once the roads get slippery.
Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.